When you're running a business, seeing your revenue go through massive swings like this becomes very difficult because it's hard for you to plan ahead. When it comes down to any type of family law practice, what you may know is if you get into a contested divorce case, it's going to be very unpredictable of how much revenue that's going to generate, which often means the revenue for the law firm is going to kind of go like a roller coaster. It may be up really high if it's a very contentious divorce, or it may actually be a smoother or a lower revenue expectation depending on how the case goes. Now, that may be something that, when you're just practicing law or focused on just defending the case, that may be something that you can kind of navigate. But when you're running a business, seeing your revenue go through massive swings like this becomes very difficult because it's hard for you to plan ahead and figure out like what should our staffing costs look like? How much overhead can we consistently support if our revenue is constantly going up and down? And so what I've seen a lot of firms do is start to, I guess you say, diversify their case types to where they're not only just marketing and trying to attract, you know, contested divorce cases. And you may say, like, hey, you don't really know what type of divorce is coming in the door, and which is true. You don't completely know, but you can influence it some with the types of ads that you run in your marketing. For example, if in your marketing advertisements, if it's always about like contentious language, or let's say the people that you talk about or the types of cases you talk about are always in a contested situation, well, chances are you're going to attract people who have a contested situation. And so if you start looking at other things like marketing for prenuptial agreements or postnuptial agreements, or when you start looking at adoption or other types of cases that a family law firm can support, what you can start to see is that you can actually smooth out and create a more stable or more predictable revenue pattern. But it does require you to make some changes operationally and marketing wise to attract the types of cases that could give you a smoother flow. And the ideal thing would probably be is to combine some of your heavy litigation work with some of your more stable work, because if you can get both, it not only helps smooth out your revenue or make your revenue more predictable, it can also help from a mental health standpoint for the lawyers, because one of the trends we see a lot of times is that lawyers can get burnt out from going from one contested divorce to the next. Like the drama of it can tend to wear your staff out. So being able to have some balance can not only help smooth out the revenue, but also protect the longevity of your firm. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Family Law Firm Finance Show. At the end of the day, we make finance less complicated so you can build a more profitable law firm. If this was helpful for you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and follow us for more great content.